Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at GameFromScratch, and today we are talking about Goo Engine. Now this is actually a special version of Blender by DillonGoo Studios, specifically for creating anime style or non-photorealistic NPR style renderings using the Blender application. So it's a special fork of Blender. It is entirely free and open source, although if you don't want to go through the pain of building it yourself, you can sign up for the Patreon and get binaries that way. What you're seeing in the background, this is some of DillonGoo's work, so you can see the kind of things that they are creating using the Goo Engine. It is pretty cool stuff, and I don't really understand exactly why this couldn't be an extension on top of Blender itself as opposed to a special fork, but the cool thing here is Blender 3.6 just released, and Goo Engine 3.6 just followed suit. So it is very much kept up to date. But this is a number of extensions to Blender itself, and they go together as a form of technology, again, called the Goo Engine. So we're going to come back to the websites in just a sec, a little bit more detail about the new release, where you can grab it and all that stuff. But first, let's do a bit of a hands-on. So here you can see Goo Engine itself. It is, again, Blender 3.6. It's a special version of it, but otherwise it is basically Blender 3.6. Let's sacrifice ourselves a default cube and move on. So I'm going to go here and we'll open up a very simple example. So let's go here. This came from Sketchfab. I can show you where to go ahead and get this model. Allow execution. Okay. And let's render this one out. So let's say you are working on an anime type scene. We'll let the shaders compile here. This is a sample I pulled off from Sketchfab, and you get an idea of the kind of things that Goo Engine provides. Now, a lot of it is done in nodes down here in your shader nodes. So let's go take a look at what we could do with this girl. So we've got right here, we're looking at the eye. Let's switch out the eye shader here. So you got the normal defaults going in here. I'm going to bring in a shader group. We'll look at the contents of this in just a second, but this came from one of their samples. Drop that in here, and we'll switch this guy over instead to use, so we'll drop both of those in for the shadow and lit coloration here and drop that out there. So there you're seeing, instead of using the built-in shaders, you are now using the Goo shaders. Let's do this for another one here as well. We'll do it for the skin. So here you can see I've got Goo Engine here as a pass-through already set up. So let's switch it out so that the skin shader is using just it and it passes through. So if you're going for that flat shaded anime styling, this is what it is all about. And this is actually a demo you can download from their Gumroad. It's kind of a sample setup using their additional technologies. The key thing here, and the key one you're going to want to work with here, is this curvature node. It's best explained kind of just a quick demo. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like. So here we've got a material right here. Let's switch this guy over to the, come on, shader editor like so. All right, let's grab this guy. So we're going to use nodes. Yep. All right, so here is our shader graph as it stands. Now what we're going to do is add in one of the DillonGoo nodes. So go over here and you're going to notice add. If I actually click the right spot, Goo nodes, and you got a couple of things here. You've got things for set depth. I'm not going to get explaining what some of these other things do. You got a shader info node here that gets you details on self-shadowing, diffuse shading, and so on. But the key thing here I'm interested in is the curvature node. And this one is all about like the outer edges of, so that, you know, again, you're doing a lot of self-shading. You want to know about the outside edges of your object. Well, this guy has the scene curvature and the rim. So let's drop this into the base color, and you'll see exactly what the output from this particular shader is. If I switch over here to shader mode, that is. So there you can see the curvature. So it's detecting the shading, the corners. So if you want to do shading on those particular corners, you can do it there. Or I could drop this guy in here instead. So now we're going to, rim. And the rim is calculating here. So what you would often do is add in something like a mix node. Like so. Drop that in. Drop this guy in as well. And this is kind of the heart of the shading engine here. But there's actually more to it than this. So another example we've got going on here. So let's add in another mesh. Let's add in a plane. And we'll just move this guy over here like so. And we'll add a shader network on top of it. We also have other neat little things in here. For example, we have this SDF stuff that was added in, so sign distance fields. So this is a way of doing basically mathematic primitives. So let's see here. We'll create a sphere on our surface like so. Drop that into the base color like that. And there you can see the edge result. So let's actually do, so we want to do an input. We want to do a texture coordinate input. And we want to do a mapping. All right, so let's do that. Drop that into there. Drop that into there. All right, so there is our work going on. And then we got our sphere over here. And we do things like we can change the size of it like this. So you can change the radius like this, and you can change the line width to make it like so. So you can do a lot of neat things that you couldn't do otherwise, and these things all go together to create that anime-ish style rendering. Now, again, it's not primitive. You're gonna have to build this stuff yourself. For example, we looked at earlier on that node group. So let me just add that group back in that I imported from. Oh, it's not in this project. Let me bring it in. File, append, downloads. That came from their Toon Shader sample. Okay, append, node tree. Here it is. All right. So now it's available. So let's go over here, add group, Goo Engine. And this is a typical shader network. I didn't mean to actually link it in, but you can get an idea of how this would ultimately work together to create a shader node. So again, the curvature here is the heartbeat of it, but there are other inputs being used. Again, you also do have additional things added in here, such as sign distance fields, etc. And then throughout the engine, there's also some additions in there for like grease pencil being treated differently. Basically, all the little tweaks you might need to work with an anime style project are in here. So let's come back over here. We're going to take a look at a couple of the other things. So we have the 3.60 upgrade that just happened. You get an idea of the kind of new features that were added in. So they did a bunch of refactoring. So you've got EV feature brought over, allows us to override sampling per view layer, giving us more efficient renders for characters. You got things like custom holdout behavior, a feature they added years ago, but forgot to mention despite how important it is to their workflow. Holdout in native Blender has never worked for semi-transparent objects, so we added functionality to allow alpha maps and alpha blend to automatically work with holdout. This gives us the ability to use semi-transparent shaders in their FX and rendering workflow. You've got animation tools in place. You've got improvements to grease pencil. So texture modifier repeats the same texture over each stroke, makes it for very noticeable patterns. Added a true randomization offset to make it more useful for making messy strokes. So they've got all these little tweaks through it. Grease pencil, sculpt mode. The sculpt brush will now smooth different attributes depending on which brush you have selected, rather than having to set the smoothness options in the tool tab. So they make little tweaks to basically the entirety of Blender so that it just works better with an anime style workflow. Now, the one big challenge I have, and I would love to present to you like an entire feature list of everything that Goo Engine actually does, and unfortunately, that doesn't really exist. So that is definitely a challenge. By the way, if you are interested in picking it up and you don't want to build it yourself, download copy right here. So it's $5 a month tier, and you can download builds that they make for you. So if you want to do the easiest workflow way possible, you join their Patreon, and for $5 a month, you can get access to Windows and Mac pre-built versions of it. And then, of course, if you want to build it from source code, you can do so. So here is the project right here. Again, just basically come in here, grab this guy right here, clone it. You're going to need to have a set up C++ workflow with CMake. Then from the command line, just go into the directory, do a make update, and then a make. And in theory, it should all work. Now, again, we're talking about C++, so in theory and in execution aren't always the same thing. And if you do find that the pain point of building it from C++ is a pain in the butt, just do be aware that you can just pay that $5 and get the binary versions of it and not have to deal with any of that. By the way, they also have a YouTube channel, which apparently isn't linking, but if you link this one, it goes to their YouTube channel. They do have a YouTube channel of both their anime and a bunch of stuff that you can actually do using the Goo Studio features, the Goo Engine features here. So this is where you actually want to start. So these have, kind of an overview of what Goo Engine does. Unfortunately, there's no equivalent in text-based form that I have managed to find, and I'd love to see it added. By the way, that shader that I used earlier on, that shader group that I've just pulled into that example, it is available from Gumroad. I downloaded this particular version right here. It just kind of sets up a pre-configured shader node using their what was the name of that node again? This guy right here, the curvature node and other stuff to make things work. Also, the example I used here came from Sketchfab. It was Elena from The Witch's Journey. So that is where we got that particular model from. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Goo Engine. If you're interested in checking it out, available from DillonGoo Studios at DillonGooStudios.com. And again, if you pay for Patreon, you don't have to go through building the source code. But at least this particular release, with a few hoops jumped through, I got it to compile no problem with my existing setup. But if C++ is beyond you, you're not going to want to build this one for yourself. But hey, you can. So let me know what you think of Goo Engine, of anime, of Blender, and that all in the comments down below. And I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.